Start off from the top.
Yeah,
Hey, we're in the middle of a war, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the middle of a podcast war, and I don't know what I'm doing. So start off from the top, correct?
Yep.
All right, I go by the name of Jay.
And this is Johnny.
And this is the Rhythm and Poetry Podcast, R.A.P for short. And on today's episode, we have a very, very special guest with us. Can you please introduce yourself, sir?
Ernie. It's Ernie. Yo, what's good?
What is going on, Ernie? Now, ignore what just happened 10 minutes ago.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
10 minutes ago.
So, for the people who are wondering at home, who are you and why should they care?
Rapper, content creator, influencer. I mean, my music is dope. It's energetic. I really, with my music, my goal is to just get people connected, get them going, get them turned. Because, I mean, everyone loves a good time.
Yeah.
With the content, crazy bars I've heard, I mean, we'll talk about it. But I really like creating a hip-hop community and really just showcasing independent artists because I'm an independent artist. I want everyone to grow. And it's just great to celebrate hip-hop, celebrate bars, and put people on.
You know what's crazy with the crazy bars? I heard you did one recently.
Hold on, Johnny, because not everybody knows who Ernie is, right?
I know, but it's just
crazy.
like
What's that? Crazy bars that I've heard. What's that?
So my label about a year ago, Trend Music, they're like, hey, man, if you want to make it in the industry, you got to pop on TikTok. So I was like, all right, I need to make a TikTok series. And I was trying different things. And I was like, man, I'm a rapper and I've heard a lot of crazy bars. Yeah. So I said crazy bars I've heard. And then part 6 like hit 1 million views. And so ever since then, I mean, we've been growing it. I have 150K on TikTok, 100K on Instagram. And there's some like really cool people who follow me on Instagram. Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Baron Davis, Paul Pierce, Sway in the Morning.
Nice.
And I mean, obviously I post a lot of dope rappers and they've commented or hit me back. Like me and Sway, I've been in Sway's DMs, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah,
but,
for real.
Awesome. Yeah, but
you ain't got the answer, Sway.
It's like I'm coming up there, man. I rap too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a really cool journey. And it's been really cool to like make a community and like get like stands about content because like people care about bars, as y'all know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I can't imagine creating a whole podcast just based off that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome, man. I've actually I've seen you on my gram, and I was like, wow. Like, hold on. When I first saw that, I never put you in that IG page. Is it an IG page or is this your page?
It's an IG page and TikTok. Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I met this guy before. Oh shit, it's Ernie, bro. Like, I met him. I stated earlier that the first time I got to meet you was at the podcast in PBRs.
Yep.
And you just had an amazing energy with you. Like, you and I were talking like if we've been knowing each other for a while, and it was like it's not that many people that you could just sit down and be like, wow, we could go on and on a conversation, especially about music. Like,
for real.
Yeah, like I think that's the one thing about music, and that's why we created the podcast. It's just like music brings us together. Music brings out the conversation in us. Music brings out our philosophies and our ideologies, and without us even knowing it, like it tells stories about us.
Yeah.
So I think it's just crazy that, you know, we could just get to conversating about music like that.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you get started with the music?
Man, so I've been rapping for a minute. I mean, I was the kid in high school on the cafeteria tables. Like, I think it's the STAR test in Texas.
Yeah.
But in Michigan, we had the MME because I'm from Detroit. So at my high school, like I did like the STAR test, like rap to get people going to study. It was like the MME. Bro, I was just trying to get the cloud up, you know? Yeah. Nah. But so I did that in high school. And then like, I mean, college, like, you know, I was rapping, doing shows, opening up for people. But like, I was always rapping to try to get into frat parties. Yeah. Like some dude was like, hey, bro, who do you know here? Like girls only. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna rap about you right now, Chad. You looking like a dad, like, you know, just like crazy stuff like that. But I feel like I moved to Texas 3 years ago and just met the right people, and it's really taken off since then. And yeah, I mean, I just love making music. I love connecting with people, and like all my songs, all my music, it's authentic. It's who I am. Like Pedialyte, I wouldn't be here without this drink. Yeah. So I made 2 songs about it. Like it's just real life, and yeah.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask if you were a Texas native because you don't sound like a Texas native. Yeah. Which was like you answered it for me. What musicians influenced you to become an artist, or who influences you today?
So that's a really good question, because who influenced me like to start, like I mean, Childish Gambino, that's my
Oh,
go.
yeah, that's a great. Yeah.
Like people keep asking like the young basketball players, like, oh, LeBron is the GOAT, but Paul George is my GOAT.
Yeah.
And obviously like Bino's not the GOAT, but that's my GOAT. Because
Yeah.
he like paved a way where it's like, man, you could do it a different way. You could be a different rapper. Big Sean. I mean, I'm from Detroit.
From Detroit.
And
Okay,
like,
Sean.
I mean, Sean Don is like, you know, he put on, he's motivational, he's inspirational, but he also has fun with it. And then, I mean, just his motivational stuff, his aura, like, always tapped in with that. So that's probably like two of the big influences that really got me started. Who like motivates me, inspires me now? I mean, it's so many different people now. I mean, like, when you really do a deep dive and you look at like studying the art of like Eminem, and then when you move to Texas and like, man, like Bun B, like Paul Wall, I mean, like the Houston rappers, I mean, the Dallas scene, I mean, the rappers out of Fort Worth, like some of my peers, like it's really crazy to see how everyone does it and who you can like say, oh man, I like the way they did that. I like what they did with that performance, you know? And like when I moved here, I wasn't really hanging around musicians like that and like rappers, but when I got here, like it's really like iron sharpens iron. Like when you're around people that do what you do, and they also saw with the podcast community, right?
Yeah,
When you're around it, it's like, oh snap, I need to like, man, this feel like summer league. This feel like 2-a-days. I gotta
step it up.
It's so funny that you say that, right? Because like I've been around other artists too, and it's completely different because I used to do music as well. It's completely different than the podcast scene. The podcast scene is very, very welcoming.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
open arms.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same about the music scene.
Were you in Dallas or Fort Worth? No.
I was definitely Fort Worth. So
Really?
Maybe Dallas was a little different. I can't speak
Yeah.
to Dallas, but I was also a lot younger when I was making music. So it was very competitive. It was very Kendrick Lamar control type of energy when it came to other artists. It's like,
I mean,
it's like, okay, you're cool, but I'm gonna shut you down. Or like, the only way to get on was I believe through rap beefs, and I was like, I mean,
we can't do rap beats all the
I mean,
time.
I feel that because I've been in scenes like that, like college. Like, I mean, like I feel like Detroit is such a different scene than Fort Worth and Dallas because it's like you have pockets, but people still like help each other. And like you got the beefs and you got the people that don't like you. Like that's music and that's competition. But I feel like Fort Worth, especially like here, Fort Worth. I mean, what they've done with the mixers. I mean, I always shout out Tom Martins, shout out that whole team. Visit Fort Worth. I mean, like people. I tell people all the time, Amplify 817. This place is so unique where you can tap into the community. Like I'm on Amplify 817. People don't understand what that is. Like that's run by the Fort Worth Library to put 817 musicians on.
See, I've seen the Amplify 817, but I didn't know what it was.
I mean, the stuff they've done for me, gotten me shows, literally paid me to promote my art, to make my art, giving me opportunities. I mean, media training. Like people don't apply for stuff like that or tap into the people running that. Like shout out to Teresa Rita, you guys are angels. Like people need to tap into that. And this is like, I had a homie from Ohio hit me up like, bro, you know about Amplify 817? Like I'm already on there.
Yeah.
Like it is like one of the rare things in the world that a public library is going to promote their art like that. And here Fort Worth, same thing. I mean, like just the Fort Worth community, like it's really tight knit. And obviously we're all musicians. We're all competing to make the best music. But it's a really rare opportunity to say like, man, I'm tapped in with the city.
Yeah, because like, you know, I'm not from Fort Worth, but coming into Fort Worth, like I felt like more welcomed and like, oh my gosh, like people actually want to see what I'm doing. It's not like, oh, I hate you, you need to stay back. It's like they were welcoming.
Are you saying
me.
Dallas is a hostile environment?
So yeah, it kind of is. They do be hating on each other, and I'm trying.
This is the first time I hear about that, ladies and
You know
gentlemen.
what's funny? I want to change that because I do know rappers in Dallas, and I want to get them to like collab with each other.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy is like I'm a Fort Worth native.
Yeah.
I love my city, and I think it's very cliche to love the city that you're from because that's all you know.
Yeah.
But genuinely, a lot of great talent has came out of Dallas, and it's like the Fort Worth in me is like, oh, there's better artists here in Fort Worth, but like I would be shunning myself out to so much talent.
Yeah, it's just so interesting as a transplant because I mean, I like Fort Worth reminds me a lot of Detroit, like blue collar city, like chip on your shoulder, like hard work, you know. And then I mean Dallas, like Detroit and Chicago have a little rivalry, like sports naturally. Midwest and Chicago's, you know, the New York, the Midwest, whatever, metropolis, and like I understand that it's like a different state. It's two different areas. It's literally different cultures. But Fort Worth and Dallas hate each other, and y'all 35 minutes from each other. And I know there's history behind it, but it
gets closer every day. By the way, it used to be an hour. I'm like, did Dallas get closer? What the fuck is going on?
Shoot, probably geographically, like for real, bro. Y'all still annexing land in 2023. Like it's crazy. But I mean, like it is what it is, and there's history behind it. But it's just really interesting to me as a transplant. And I mean, like people like, man, I love Fort Worth. Like Fort Worth loves me. I love Fort Worth, but I mean, Dallas is a completely different market, a different city to tap into. And it's just a phenomenon.
It's just because they have the Cowboys. Anyway, I'm gonna start beef with Dallas. Bro, I'm only beefing with podcasters, okay?
Nah, it's crazy. I met some girl in Dallas. I was like, I was like, oh, what you do? I was like, I rap, I got a label in Fort Worth. She's like, Fort Worth? They got Cowboys out there? I'm like, girl.
Yeah, a lot of people think, even with just Texas in general,
Yeah,
people think
I just get on my horse and go to my label. Hey, man, if you don't, we're 20 minutes away. What the fuck do you mean?
Like, for real.
You have to go to like what
the stockyards to go find the nearest cowboy.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
So you moved to Texas at what age?
Oh, damn. I don't even remember. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But let's say 20. You went to college over there, over?
Yeah, so I went to Michigan State.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it was probably what, after college?
Yeah, right after college.
Did you have that stereotype that we all had horses?
I expected.
He expected everybody to wear a cowboy hat.
I expected it to be a little more country, like. And then I drove to Houston and Austin. I was like, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's country. They just have, spokes on their Cadillacs.
Yeah, and it's like, you just got to drive an hour out.
I think the one advantage too, and you could probably testify to this because you're outside. You're originally outside of Texas.
Yeah.
Texas has a lot of multiple states within our one state.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's what it feels like, right? Because Dallas is a different scene. Austin is a different scene.
Yep.
Houston is a different scene.
Yep.
Fort Worth is a different scene.
Yeah. I haven't been to San Antonio, but I've heard that's different too.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely a different vibe.
Texas has its own culture. I tell people. They ask me, it's like it's not Southern. It's just.
So
Texas.
With that being said, how did you find your culture here?
I think I just met the right people. Really working with Trent, working with Ron, working with Blake, working with Mitch. I just really started to meet people, and it's a classic. It's not what you know, it's who you know, but it's really who knows you.
Yeah,
And once you start making those connections, you get opportunities.
Yeah, and
I feel like people don't put themselves out there enough, and people don't tap into their resources.
Right.
I can't speak on that enough. There's been certain people just because I've met them a couple times, been around, said hi, was cool.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a show, or here's an opportunity, or oh, let's hop on the track, let's work.
Now that we got a little bit of sense of who Ernie is,
yeah.
What separates you from other artists?
Oh man, my live shows are an experience. If you've been to an Ernie show, it's just different. I freestyle at all my shows, legitimately. We just had a show in Austin. It's the vibe and the energy, I just love performing.
Yeah.
It's you're in the entertainment business to entertain. I'm a freestyle and shout you out. I'm gonna bring the energy on every performance.
Yes, I've seen some of your clips. You be getting pretty hyped.
Yeah, we've had some lit shows. And I think the music is relatable. I tell my story. I take my phone away when I'm drunk. Don't drunk text your ex. That shit happened. I
was like, man, how is he able to turn a meme into a whole song?
That's crazy. And then PD, I've told this story before, but I had a song called Fonzie. We shot the music video. And then the night I took my homie mates out, this girl got in a fight at Ampersand. I was holding back this girl. I don't want to post a video, but I was literally holding back this girl.
But he will.
Nah. She was like, what the fuck? No, but anyway. It was years ago, but literally I was holding back this girl in the club from fighting because she was the fifth wheel in her group, and these girls was going crazy. Anyway, and then the next day she said, she's like, snap me, I'm hungover. I was like, I'm hungover too. And she put up the PD light and we made a song.
Ernie, what's a fifth wheel?
A A fifth wheel? Which like there was.
I heard of a third wheel. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing. Like there's it's two couples and
you
a
know
fifth
how bad it's
wife.
gotta be for you to be the fifth wheel.
I mean, I just like because like the girl she was with, the two boyfriends were holding back their girls, and she was just by herself, just punching like 3 girls, and I was like, oh man,
Good.
and I'm like holding her back, like yo, like hey.
So I still want to get to know you, but let's find a little. Let's know more about Ernie.
Okay.
Through the music.
Yeah.
You mentioned Childish Gambino. You mentioned Big Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in your top 5?
Top 5 favorites. Yeah, top 5 like GOATs is the best ever. Nah.
Who's in your top 5?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I've been wanting to know this.
And who's at your bottom 5?
Bottom 5, man. That's a question. Because bottom 5 is like I enjoy them, but it's like bro, like musically. But okay, top 5.
I just want him to shit on people that way. When like I heard your podcast.
Top 5: Biggie, Pac, Eminem, and I'll go Kendrick and Drake. I feel like that is, yeah. And then like there's some honorable mentions. I feel bad. Like you gotta put 3 stacks up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you gotta put 3 stacks up there. But yeah, I think that's the top 5.
So you being from Detroit, is there what is your views and your feelings towards the Eminem?
Oh, Eminem's. I mean, okay, Eminem's one of the GOATs. He's one of the best rappers ever.
Yeah.
But I also think as an artist, as a black artist, I feel like you have to say like, okay, like his sales are where they're at, you know, because like he is like a
Fight.
Yeah, I mean he's the black quarterback, right? Like we love black quarterbacks because they've, you know, they beat the odds. They've done what people said they couldn't do. He's the black quarterback. He's the white rapper.
Yeah,
like that's a good equivalency. I say it's like why do we love Michael Vick so much? Because he made that. Donovan McNabb, like all those black quarterbacks. That's why we love them. The same thing with Eminem. Like he's gonna have mass appeal, but I mean he is the GOAT. And like I went to Michigan State with his daughter.
Oh, you did for real?
Yeah. And actually
You better watch out for he makes a song about you.
No. All respect.
Yeah.
I'm not MGK, all respect. But also his manager, Rosenberg, came and spoke to us at school too. And I mean, he had a lot of insight, a lot of good advice.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Eminem's up there.
I guess I'm not too mad at your top 5. I never understand when someone puts Biggie up there, but I can see the potential of Biggie being in the top 5, but not actually getting to it. Top 10, I've always thought Biggie, but I'm not mad at Biggie.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's...
I don't want to say it's just strictly because they're from Detroit, right? Because of Eminem and Big Sean.
Yeah.
But it seems like you have a particular type of music that you listen to.
Yeah.
Very lyrical, miracle. Would we put Big Sean in that category?
I mean, he's
pretty much.
He's very lyrical.
Yeah, he is.
He's got bars. Like he's really good with the wordplay, but lyrical. I'm debating on saying that he's very lyrical, miracle.
Yeah. I feel like I listen to all types of music, but I also, as a musician, I understand quality and I can listen to like almost anything. But like when it comes to top five, you still have to say, okay, can they spit? Because, like, I mean, there's a lot of dudes you listen to that you can enjoy their music, but are they spitting? Are they spitting bars? And it's like, nah. And I still think the superstars in the game, like, they might be, like, sonically, you know, or have some auto-tune or whatever, but they still got bars. Like, the best songs are still songs that are written. Like, I think Lil Uzi Vert, Success, and what Juice WRLD would have been, rest in peace, like his lyrics, like those are great. That's great songwriting. Those are bars. What he was saying, how he was resonating with people, and that's why like his death like hurt me so much because I was like, man, this is like the next rap superstar, megastar, where it's like, dog, he's got the kids, he's got the lyrics, he's got the freestyle ability.
Oh yeah, he has it for real.
I mean, he had everything, and I think like X too. I think like this generation, like people are talking about hip hop now because Uzi just went #1 and it was the longest that hip hop didn't go #1. It's like, man,
30 years.
Yeah, they lost a lot of stars early. Like X X was gonna be a superstar.
Oh,
Pop
yeah.
was gonna be a superstar. I mean, Lil Peep had a cult following. So I mean, there's a lot of dudes that came up, and I mean, like Harlow, like give Jack Harlow his respect. Like, was the album a letdown? Yeah, but he built that stardom. But I think like X, Pop, and Juice WRLD, if they were still alive, their potential was through the roof.
Yeah, you kind of gauge where they start off, and then you kind of see the trajectory of where their career is going to go.
Yeah,
all three of those individuals, you are absolutely correct. I feel like they would have made it far, and they would have potentially been the Waynes of the next generation.
Yeah.
Like, and when I mean Wayne, Wayne is an amazing artist, but I think Wayne just had that category where it was just non-stop consecutive music, and I feel like definitely X, and I don't know where we would put Pop Smoke in that conversation. I don't know how he was to me a very unique story.
yeah.
But X and Juice WRLD, they related to their generation so much that I feel like they could have just kept going with the music and so much created the soundtrack of people's lives, really.
Yeah.
So
Wayne and Hove too. Damn, I can't believe I forgot to mention them. I mean,
for sure,
they're top 10 for sure.
disappointed.
Lo siento. No, don't put that clip in the reel.
You hear that, Wayne? Whenever you start working with Wayne. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh, 5 years from now, I mean, I'm gonna be touring. I'm be doing the whole thing. I mean, I want to tour state to state. I want to be living off my music. I want to be like one of those people in the culture, like with the music and the content and like a fan base. Like I really think there's gonna be something special where it's like, man, like we talk about a lot of, like I've seen a lot of black creatives, like, oh, they started off on Vine and they're like multi-platinum producers now. Or, you know, we know a couple of influencers through Trend and through people. It's like, man, like this is what they do for a living. They influence and they make music. Like DDG, Pontiac DDG, I mean, he's from not too far from where I'm from. He went to Central Michigan for a year or two. And I mean, he was a YouTuber and now he's a rapper, you know, I mean, dating Haley. And it's like, yo, like that's where I see myself in 5 years as an artist, creator, just really someone who's into culture.
Yeah. I like that answer. I liked it a lot. It seemed like you had that already in the tuck, as in like you are already a visionary, and you already it sounds like you already have this planned out.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just taking the necessary steps to get to there.
Yeah. Like Bino's my GOAT. Like Donald Glover's my GOAT. Like rapper turned actor. I've said that bars for years. Rapper turned actor.
I always think as a human being, to have multiple talents like that can hurt you as well.
I mean, like, and Bino has a line where he says, y'all saying I'm the, like me rapping is like MJ in baseball, but that makes me MJ, so motherfuck all y'all.
Dang.
And I resonate with that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, you could call me the MJ of baseball, but that still makes me MJ.
Yeah. The reason I say that too is just like, because I feel like Childish Gambino needs to be higher than a lot of other people's rankings. Like, but I think it's the fact that he's doing a little bit of everything that's kind of holding him back. Like, he's great at everything he does, but he's not 100% at everything he does. Yeah. Because I mean, that's just the human capability, right? Mm-hmm. You could, what's that saying? It's the something along the lines of what's that saying? It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Something about a master of one, jack of all trades. Jack of all trades, but not a master of one.
Or like,
something along the lines.
Like, you fear the man who's done 1,000. You fear the man more that's done one punch 1,000 times than done 1,000 punches one time. Like, and I feel that, and I feel like sports, especially. Like, there's special athletes that can do both. Yeah. But obviously, like, the specialized athlete is going to be the greatest.
Because I might show my age on this one, but Timothy De La Ghetto, does that resonate with any individuals?
Yeah.
He was a comedian.
Yeah.
He was somewhat of an actor. He was definitely a very talented rapper.
Yeah. Now podcaster.
Yeah. But I think having multiple lanes, I think you could be respected in different lanes and reach a bigger circle. But the one punch that you do throw, let's say music, it's like I'm not really looking for him in his music. I might be looking for him in his podcast
Yeah.
or his acting or in his skits and stuff like that.
And I feel that. And like, I mean, I feel like sports definitely, because sports, I mean, physically you have a time limit.
Yeah.
Like you have like an era where it's like, all right, bro, you're 38. You're not running a 4.4 anymore.
Yeah.
You know? But with creativity and music and lanes, like, man, like, you know, I can rap for the next 20 years and become an actor and then pull a Ronald Reagan and become president.
Yeah.
You know, like there's time for that. Or like, you know, like a bunch of athletes go on to office, like Kobe, rest in peace. Like, bro, he was about to he won an Oscar, you know, for film. So, and for different things like that. So like, I feel like as a creative, you have time and you have a career plan, but you have to be consistent. And then when you find something, strike while the pan is hot. Like if your podcast starts going crazy and Barstool hits you up, bro, you pounce on that, right? You know?
I try.
You know?
Maybe.
We'll
see.
I mean, shit, if Complex is like, hey, yo, what's up? Y'all gonna be like, yup.
All right, now, if you don't mind, if I'm being very intrusive,
Yeah.
let's talk about your mindset, your mind state when you're going into making music.
Uh-huh.
What is the process?
Oh, man. I mean, we have different processes. I've done where it's like, all right, man, Ron, I wrote this song, bro. We need a beat. We get a beat. We calculate it. And I mean, I've like Ernie mode, that song was just someone said something to me at a party. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm in Ernie mode. And it's like, oh, let's make this a song. Made the hook, grabbed the beat, finished the verse. And it's like, that's how we did it. And then, I mean, I have a couple producer friends who send me beats constantly and like take my phone away. I had that beat for probably like months. And then, you know, something happened and it's like, man, I want to write this song. I mean, that song took probably 2 days.
Yeah.
Like it was like really easy. It just came out and it was like, oh, all right, this works.
So do you write like before the beat or you write when you hear the beat?
I've done both.
All right. Yeah.
I've done both. Ron thinks it's a little unorthodox how some of our
No, I
music
definitely get it.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite songs have been written first, and then we find a beat later.
Yeah.
Like that whole, I forgot what song it was. I think it was on the Damn album by Kendrick Lamar, where Kendrick was just spitting crazy fast, and his producer didn't know what the fuck to do, so he just found a little found loop that went with it well. Yeah. It's gonna go down in music history, but it's just the way it was done. I could definitely understand making the lyrics first and then tailoring a beat around your lyrics.
Yeah.
But what is your preferred method?
I don't know, man. I mean, I've been in the studio a minute, but I just like, I feel like as a creative, you just get bursts of inspiration, and where it's like, damn, I'm gonna make like 5 songs in a weekend, and it's like, oh man, this is going on the album, this is going on the album, this is going on the album, and then like sometimes you're like, man, you've been in the studio for like an hour and like nothing's clicking, like Ron talked about it on a podcast he was on, like music is a living being, like you got to feel it.
Yeah.
And like that sounds like kind of crazy, but it's
no,
like
it's
really,
completely understandable.
yeah, it's true. Like you really have to feel the energy, feel the vibe, and like go with it. You can't force stuff sometimes, you know. And it's tough like today's age because people are like, oh, consistency. You gotta drop 1 song every week, or you know, like the mixtapes, bro. Like you got to be in the studio, and like I get it. Like I mean, the biggest poets and creatives do that. Like Maya Angelou, every morning she got up and wrote for 2 hours.
Yeah.
No matter what she did that day. And like that's the like dedication you need to make your hobby a career. But it's also like sometimes you just have to go with the flow. And I'm a big person on duality of doing both things, where it's like, yo, like I'm gonna do this like that, I'm gonna do this like that, and it's gonna both be successful.
When you're in the studio, do you need like people around, or do you need to be by yourself, or how are you in the studio?
It depends on what type of track. The more intimate, deeper tracks, I definitely kind of like to be by myself, because it's like just stay focused and like let's get this done, let's get it out.
Yeah,
you know, like party tracks and more fun tracks. I'm like, yeah, like let's get people in the studio, let's get people to hear this. Like, hey, y'all hear this? Like, you know,
Catch the vibe that way.
Yeah, it's really different.
Now, I'm not gonna put out your government by any means.
You talking about Ernie?
I am talking about Ernie. How did the name?
So Ernie is a high school nickname. Ernie Davis is the first Black Heisman winner, and the movie The Express came out when I was in middle school, high school, around there. And so a coach, shout out Coach Leo, he just said, hey, Ernie, yo, Ernie Davis, that's you. And I was like, all right, we're going to run with it. So people been calling me Ernie for years.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope I was the first podcast to get that. God damn it.
All these clips could have dropped. Like,
what is Ernie Day?
Ernie Day is a celebration. So we did it last year. Here, Fort Worth sponsored the event, helped us with the location. We're actually downtown. This doesn't exist anymore. It was a visit center downtown next to Sundance Square. And I mean, we had a party for my birthday. We had Pedialyte shots. We had a bartender come in. We had a couple different artists, Dank, Brendan Cole, Roan. We had some great performances. I mean, a lot of people showed up, and it was just a great celebration. This year, July 29th, we're doing bigger and better. We got a couple sponsors. We're about to announce the full lineup. We have a lot of featured guests. Kai Woods, Fospecco. We got a couple more guests that will be announced. And it's just going to be a blast. It's going to be a great concert over at Cicada. Starts at 8 p.m. Definitely pull up. And if you've seen the Ernie show, man, it's going to be an event.
What's the date?
July 29th.
July 29th, ladies and gentlemen, put that on your calendar.
Yeah, pin that in.
Yeah.
Where will it be at?
Yeah, we're going to turn up.
I said, where will it be at?
The Cicada.
Cicada.
The Cicada, South Main in Fort Worth.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we ran through our questions, Johnny. Now that we know who Ernie is, when are you dropping an album?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That was actually the last question. I was like, hold on, everything's been checked off.
Yeah.
What is this? An album?
Yes. So
Let's talk about the dirty.
hey, so I have a couple singles coming out July, August, September, October. So already done. So we're probably working on. I have some songs for an album. So we've started working on it, and we're probably gonna drop it early next year.
You know, we wouldn't be doing our jobs, right? If we were to overlook this whole album conversation.
Yeah.
What's gonna be on the album? Is it gonna be the multiple singles that you put out, or is it gonna be? Are you leaning towards a concept album?
It's gonna be a lot of new songs, and it's really gonna tell a story. It's gonna tell the story of myself, and it's gonna get deep. And like people around me, like how I make my music, I'm gonna have to warn them, like, hey, you're gonna be on this album. Like, straight up. Like, hey, like the topics we talk about, like, I can't make something that's not authentic. So it's really gonna tell my story, tell about who I am, talk about, you know, Detroit to Fort Worth. I just moved to the South. Like, all of that is gonna get on the album, but it's gonna be all new songs. Like, I just wanna make an album that's like, oh, like, who is Ernie? Just press play. Because I think a lot of my music, you like, oh, like, this is cool. Or like, oh, this is about an event. But you're really going to know who I am, what I stand for. Like, Ernie wants to entertain, educate, and inspire. And I feel like I want to showcase all of that. And you can't do that with a single.
Yeah.
But with the album, you can see it. Like I used to perform my Trayvon interlude at every show, and people haven't seen that in a little while, you know? But on an album, I can talk about all that, and people really get to see, like, oh, this is Ernie.
Who's jumping on the album with you?
We're still working on that.
Ooh, is it classified or is it?
It's classified.
Anybody exciting?
Yeah. We have a couple local artists already collabing, and we got something in the works too.
All right.
I kind of want to lead into a conversation kind of based off one of your projects, which is the craziest bars I've heard. Mm-hmm. What is the craziest thing you've seen in hip hop?
Craziest thing I've seen in hip hop?
Whether it's in your personal life or things that you've seen. One of my instances, I guess I'll start it off. So that way you can kind of get an idea. Drake just recently had a concert where he was next to a hologram of himself.
I didn't even know it was a hologram. I thought it was just a person.
And the hologram gave him a book.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I was like, how did they
My
do
mind
that?
was blown. Like, how the fuck did that happen? That's a whole subject on its own.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see
Holograms.
what y'all thought about the holograms being introduced into the concert. Is it cheating people? Like, you could obviously Drake did it in a cool way, but would you go to Las Vegas to go see a Tupac show?
Okay, I'm okay with how he did it, but me personally, I don't like the Tupac holograms and like stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if it's because, I grew up in the church, but just let those people rest.
Yeah.
Like, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But like, because it's like if you have, I would not be comfortable watching a Biggie hologram. Like, but if like Snoop Dogg's like, hey, I would have my younger self pull up, or like how Drake did it, that's cool because that's a creative choice by the artist.
Yeah.
But like, you're telling me like Michael Jackson's estate signed off for you to watch Michael Jackson?
And
like,
then they're gonna make it into a whole tour, and it's like
Because if you really think about it, They're just watching the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're watching it like how like a lot of rappers like, man, don't play my vocals, man. They can do that at the crib. I gotta rap to these folks.
Yeah.
Like it's like the hologram. Like, bro, like if I want to hear a Tupac album, I can bump it. But
So let's say we want to go see Wayne, right?
Yeah.
We went to go see Wayne, and Wayne's chilling in his crib, and everybody's at the arena. Would you feel cheated? Would that be the
Yeah.
equivalent of lip syncing?
of course, I mean it's a great if people pay for that, good business move. I'm all good for people getting the bread. But as a fan, as a rapper, as a artist, like nah, like bro, get up on stage and perform.
For real.
But if people willing to pay for that, shoot, hey, all part of them. I'm not, but they can. Yeah.
So yeah, let's stay with the craziest things you've seen in hip hop.
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, I don't know what's like the craziest thing I've seen because rappers are doing crazy shit.
The antics.
Like, yeah, I mean, rapper time, I'm guilty of it. I be showing up late. I've gotten a lot better though. But I know rappers who still show up to studio sessions 2 hours late, 3 hours late, like, and no one cares or bats an eye. Like, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
But like,
true?
Is
that true?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I've gotten better. Yeah, Ron's nodding for everyone. I've gotten a lot better. Nah, but like, and then rappers are real particular about a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like people get opportunities, and it's like, man, like, you don't treat this like a business, but it is.
Yeah.
You don't treat this like a profession, but it is. If you want it to be,
Yeah.
like, just like people not responding to stuff, people not getting back to you, people not following up, and it's like, hey, like. It's like, dang, like you just ghosted me like I'm a Tinderella from 2015, bro. Like
I think a lot of people think they're bigger than they actually are.
that too. I mean, there's like,
I feel like there's a lot of things that go into that. Like, one, yeah, you could probably think that you're a lot bigger than what you really are. Two, you could just see it as a hobby and it's not that important to you. It's different levels of importance to people.
yeah,
When I did it, I took it serious. Like, if I was actually gonna live off the shit,
Yeah.
and other people was like, "Oh, bro, I didn't want to get up, yada yada yada." Like,
yeah,
it's a multiple thing. It's just
it's tough.
yeah.
But like, I think craziest things are shows I've seen. I went to Drake vs. Wayne on that tour. That was 2014, I think. And bro, they literally like competed against each other. That show was super cool, and they literally had an app where you voted like who did this better. Like
I
Drake
seen the
versus
clips
Wayne.
of them like doing the verses,
Yeah.
but I didn't know you just got an app and you did see who won or whatever.
Yeah, like you were giving them like power ups and stuff. Childish Gambino did that too. I was at the Dollar and a Dream tour with J. Cole.
Man, I wish I could have went there.
Bro, that was crazy. Back in Detroit. Yeah, I went with this girl, and it was literally like if you know Detroit, like basically like I'm trying to think of Main Street in Fort Worth. Basically, we went to like it was like 2 p.m. on a Saturday, and we just went to the main street in Detroit, Woodward Avenue. It was like, all right, he's about to announce it, and he would just tweet out the location. We scooped up, and people were running to get this.
Oh yeah, for
this
sure.
ticket because it was only $1.
Yeah.
So you got your little wristband, you paid $1, and he's all right, come back. And he had just dropped Born Center, but he's like, man, if you came to see me for $1 and canceled all your plans for today, we gonna do all the classics. So he did like Friday Night Lights. I mean, like who that? Like it was just so cool. And it was like he could have sold out a stadium at that point.
Oh, yeah.
But this is like 1,000 people venue.
Yeah.
So it was super intimate. That was super cool. What else is crazy? Oh, I did a show with Toby and Wigway when I was in college. Before he was Toby, like before he popped off. The motivational speaker, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, came to Michigan State every week. So I went to his series like it was a class of motivation, and Toby was around working for him.
Yeah.
So like I remember going on stage and I was performing like songs I wouldn't even play y'all right now.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna kill this. Like, all right, bro, you got it? It was like, yeah. And he was just Toby back then, but it's cool to see him blow up. And it's been funny to like post him and be like, yeah, I met this dude before he was him.
Would you ever work with a ghostwriter?
Would I ever work with a ghostwriter? I gotta write my own shit. Like a straight up ghostwriter, I don't think so. Like, would I co-write or collaborate with people? Yeah. Because I mean, that's how like songs are done and like how people like collaborate. But am I ever gonna be like, oh, some dude just sent me a song and I'm just gonna rap it word for word or change like one or two words? Like, nah. But like if someone wanted to like co-write or collaborate, like yeah, we can do that.
Also, I think you're also speaking from like how early it is in your career.
Yeah.
You're still on the road to try to become a very successful artist.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely ahead of other people. You're getting you have a whole day. You have a show. You have music out.
Yeah.
Where other people are trying to find their lane. So maybe it's a little too early, but could you ever see yourself being like, all right, like I made the songs, I made everything that's me. Now let's work with a ghostwriter or collaborate with somebody. They could do a verse and I could adjust it, yada, yada, yada. You ever see that in the tuck for you?
I don't know. I mean, I could ghostwrite for someone, that's for sure.
Well, what are your thoughts on ghostwriting, period?
I just think there's a line and you can't cross it if you're a rapper and an MC. Now, if you're a musician, an artist, or a singer, do your thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're like, hey, I'm a rapper, I'm an MC, then you have to write your lyrics. Like, I mean, like 80% is writing your lyrics. Yeah. 75% is writing your lyrics. Yeah. But I mean, if it goes 50% or below, it's like you got a ghostwriter. Are you an MC still? I'm gonna say no, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not hating. I'm just saying like,
not everybody's an MC.
Not everyone's an MC, and like honestly, I've ghostwritten for people or like made suggestions. I feel like that's the best way to make art. But if it's like, hey, like you're a rapper, like you're saying I'm trying to be a rapper, like this type rapper, like you got to write your own shit. Now, if you say, hey, man, I'm just an artist, I'm a musician, I just want to make good music.
Oh, yeah, for
cool.
sure.
Like, do that. I'm not hating. I'm shit, I'll help you out. I've written lyrics for people.
Yeah.
You know, people have like said, oh, like changing a word, okay, you're still rapping. That's still your shit. Or changing your cadence, like, that's fine, you know? But like, I don't know if someone was just like, hey, Ernie, here's this song, do it. And I'm like, bet. And then I drop it as an Ernie track. I don't know if I could do that.
I bring that up because I don't know if you're familiar with Saint John.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He talks about it. I know he's written songs for Beyonce. He's written songs for Usher.
Yeah.
Let's dwell on this conversation just a little bit. If you want to play the first track, Johnny.
Usher, Kanye, Beyonce.
Which one of Beyonce joints?
Brown Skin Girl.
How it go?
Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearl.
That song was fire, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Best thing in the world. I never trade you for anybody else.
And then you hear. So, someone like a Beyonce, right?
Yeah.
You could kind of see that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like even in Usher, I think was the next clip.
I've only tried to write a Beyonce song one time. The one song I tried to write for Beyonce was Roses.
Billion streams?
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I
Couple
love
billions
Roses.
a month.
Hold up.
That's a-
I'm glad he
How
got to
long
keep
ago?
that.
Roses.
It's about.
I hate that they use like the techno version, like because I don't know if you heard the original one.
Yeah, original's fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
I wrote a record for Usher.
This is the one I was
And here's the
referring to.
mathematics. 70 million streams. If I own 20% of the song or 25% of the song, and it did 70 million streams, and it's $3,000 per million stream. So it's 3,000 times 70. So $210,000, right? Like at the time. But based on the royalty rate that Spotify pays the publishers, there's a fixed percentage on the publishing side. So that $210,000 that song made, my take on that 210, my take home, was probably $1,500.
Dang.
If I'd have put that song out myself and only had 3 million streams, I'd have made $10,000.
So I feel like there should be more respect towards ghostwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bag. And I'm not saying like.
It's a double-edged sword, really.
Yeah.
I feel like for the ghostwriter, it speaks volumes on the cadence of your talent.
Yeah.
We talked about Beyonce. We talked about Usher. Let's go into the obvious, right? Drake,
Yeah.
who actually raps. Now, when we talk about like ghostwriting, yeah, we know that The Weeknd primarily Take Care album
That
was all in the hands of The Weeknd,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is okay because Take Care was definitely more on the R&B type of side. Definitely
Yeah.
a lot of singing. Definitely like a lot of construction on the song, but running through the six with my woes. Like that's more on the rapping side.
Yeah.
Why is it more? What's the risks of having a ghostwriter write basically a fire ass rap song?
I mean, I think it's just a personal choice. I mean, cause like I've actually had this conversation with Roan. Like, okay, what do you want your career to be? What do you want your life to be? And 80% of my decisions are to further my career, get the bag.
Yeah.
Do things that will further my career.
Yeah.
Some of them I don't like. Some of them it's just, hey, this is a business. This is a job now. I'm going to do it. But the other 20% is to make me happy and fulfill me.
Yeah.
And I feel like the 80-20 rules in a lot of places in life where it's like, hey, that's how I operate. So I've made decisions that I'm like, this might not hold me back. This might not take me forward, but I want to be happy and fulfilled. So I'm making this decision. That's the 20%.
Yeah.
And I feel like using a ghostwriter for me right now at this point is probably that 20% is like, yo, this is fulfillment. This for me is for art. Now, will that change in the future? Who knows? But like right now, it's like I'm gonna write my own shit. I'm gonna make my own songs. I take suggestions. I'll work. I'll co-write. I'll do that. But like I'm gonna do that shit. Would I ghostwrite for someone else? Oh, absolutely. I mean,
so you're definitely the one, an individual who primarily has to take control of the entire, not the entirety, the majority of what you put out.
yeah, 100%. Like I mean, like. And I feel like a lot of up-and-comers are going to say the same thing. I mean, when you get to a certain level, okay, that might change. You might have labels. You might have more people. It's more money involved, whatever. But, I mean, and...
You'd be surprised.
I mean,
you would really be surprised.
I can see it.
I think a lot of people, and this is not for me to talk down on any artist at all.
Yeah.
So please do not take it as such. But I think the people who aren't as talented
Uh-huh.
would definitely be like, all right, like I just want to be in the spotlight. Definitely give me something that the people are gonna jam to. Like,
And I get that. And like, it's just like that rapper in me, the hip hop in me. Maybe that's old school, you know. But if I was a singer, I would be completely different.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah, write me a song, goddamn.
yeah, like man, if I could sing like some of the homies I have, oh my god,
Right? It's always something like I've even told John. I've told him I may have mentioned this on the podcast a couple of times. I know I'm in a certain position. I have multiple talents. I'd give them all up. I'd sing.
Yeah, for real.
Every single time.
Man.
That's me too.
Bro, I would wake up singing. Good morning.
bro.
Like just
that, like
a goddamn Disney movie,
Yeah,
bro. Put me on.
And I'd be in like music reviews and like done like music community stuff like Discord and all that. And like the R&B singer, like the threshold of that is just way higher. Cause like if you're gonna be an R&B singer, you can already sing.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn how to sing and learn how to produce and record your stuff. But like that threshold is different. If I could sing, man, ooh. Oh yeah, bro, send me a song. I got you. Send me this. You got that beat? Oh, cause we be putting out stuff like crazy.
Ernie, having you on the podcast is awesome. Getting to know you is even better.
Yeah.
Having the people at home getting to know you is just a plus all over around.
Appreciate it.
Johnny, how would you feel if Ernie joined us on judging some of the local talent that we have here?
We don't have any local talent.
I just sent you one. Don't you have one?
I just have one.
Well, I sent you one. How about we do two? So Ernie, if you don't know, on this podcast, we like to review some of the local talent that we have here. A lot of some of the times it's not even local artists. It's just people who hear the podcast and they submit someone. Who,
Yeah.
Either it's someone submits a song that they know of a local artist, or it's a local artist promoting themselves. Either way, we get to hear some of the talent that we have.
Nice.
So we have 2 tracks?
Yeah.
2. All right. First track.
So the first one is called Phi by, I think it's Nye Santana. It's NY and then Santana, so Nye Santana.
I'm in my pad bag. I'm like, you right, they ain't mad bags. Not that 14, but kiss my ass. I'm smoking on exotic bitch gas.
All right, Ernie, because you're here, you'll be the first one to rate it.
Oh, you got me going first.
Yeah, that's how we usually do it.
Jeez. Out of 10?
Just be honest. You can say say a 1, you can say a 5, you can say a 10.
5 being average.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give that a 5.
All right.
I mean, and I tell a lot of artists this, like, it's the mix is like the first thing you hear.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like fans can't articulate that, but it's like, they'll be like, I don't like it. Cause I can't, his vocals need to be turned up. And when he mixed that beat or whoever mixed that beat, it needs to like sound more clear.
I've stated a couple of times, I try my best to ignore the mixing because a lot of these guys are like,
they're still kind of new.
Yeah, they're fairly new. Yeah, of course. Oh, you always want to get the best mixing and go to an actual producer.
Yeah.
But we had one individual who actually did everything off the cell phone.
Yeah.
It sounded very well. So
okay, ignoring the mix, I mean, it's still a 5. I mean, I think just his flow, could be more precise with the beat.
Yeah.
But I did like the hook, and the hook is memorable. But I think just with that verse and the flow, he could just tighten that up a little bit. But he was spitting some bars, the ones that like we could hear. But
definitely for
that
sure
goes with the mix.
What do you say, Johnny?
I'll say 5 too. I don't like the first verse. I felt like the first verse was like he like forced that verse on there. Like it wasn't even like, it didn't feel like it was part of.
You know
that
what
beat.
It felt like to me? It felt like I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Like I said, I try my very, very best to ignore some of the mixing. It sounds like he's fairly new. I don't know how long he's been doing it. We don't know anything about this individual. So like it from listening to music, it just sounds like he's in the beginning stages of making music. With that being said, it sounds like that was like his second or third verse, and he just swapped it around because he probably wanted.
Because the second verse actually was a lot better. I was like, all right, this
his
actually
second verse
sounds
sounded
good.
like a first verse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta grab the people's attention.
Yeah.
So I've been guilty of that. Like I'm like, oh man, I made this really good second verse, but this was intentionally supposed to be the second verse, but I'm just gonna make something up for the first verse so it could flow better. Like that's what it sounds like. Like I said, I've done music before, so like that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could testify. You make music as well.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he's just gotta find those pockets in the beat with the verse, because I mean that's like 70% of the battle.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you find the pocket. Okay, I'm listening. And then it's like, all right, you're spitting bars. So he was spitting bars. I think it was just pockets with him.
So we got 2 averages and one above average. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I like the energy.
Yeah,
the
energy's there.
I could definitely see him doing more. He just got to. I think he's got to tweak a few things.
Yeah.
But like I said, we don't know where this is at. But I think it's an overall like dope track. Like definitely there's potential by there.
I feel like once he's into it more, I feel like he can be better than
sure.
this or whatever. So, all right, let me find the other song.
Next song. Okay.
We've been dissing this artist for quite a while, and I'm playing.
All right,
JaeBoy released something. Did he not?
JaeBoy just recently released something. We're just gonna review it because it's just for fun. And
because Ernie's here.
And Ernie's here, so he can rate him a bad rating.
I have met JaeBoy before.
We're not supposed to say that on the podcast. I got to meet JaeBoy too, man. Very nice guy. Very y'all matched energies that day.
Yeah.
No,
because he was at the podcast in PBR.
Can I tell a funny JaeBoy story?
Oh,
Yeah,
by
go
all
ahead.
means.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
man, JaeBoy is funny. That's like my nephew for real.
Yeah.
But I've known JaeBoy for years, and how I met the Trend guys label we're both on is they used to have open mics at Ampersand on 7th Street. And I knew like nobody, like literally nobody in Fort Worth, like literally found out about them because I went on a date and this girl's friend said, yeah, check them out. Anyway, I pull up and I met JaeBoy like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? What up? And he just gave me like the cocky musician. Yeah, what's up, bro? What up? Yeah, what's up, bro? And then it was some open mic. I think I freestyled. And this dude was like, bro, what is your name? Like, oh my God, you're so fire. And I was like, this little asshole. I met this man like 3 times. Like, Ernie, bro. And ever since then, like, we just been like super tight, bro. It was so funny. And there's a couple people, like, I tell people, don't take it personally. Some people just take a minute to get you. And some people like, yeah, I've met you before. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah,
like,
it takes a couple of times.
One, I be lit and I meet a lot of people, but no. Yeah, so I didn't take it personally, but like we've been cool ever since. But that shit is funny. And I bust his balls every once in a while. Like, bro.
You got to humble this man.
Yeah.
I did the same thing at the event. I was like, did we review your song or something? do we know you? And I just kept on doing that. He's like, man, you know who I am. But all right, so the song is by JaeBoy for sure. And the song is called My Bad. So what do you think, Jay?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I remember he was on his Instagram and he showed off how AI made that beat.
Yeah.
Not Allen Iverson, but like artificial intelligence.
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna give it an 8, but it could have been a 10 if I was on a J. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
It's called a remix.
I did tell him on IG, and I was like, let me hop on that beat, and he was like, oh
Yeah, let's go.
I told him I'm nice on the mic, son.
Hey, his manager's in the room.
Hey, that's like,
Hey, said it. Oh,
set it up for real.
Hey, it would have been a 10 if I was on it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. But I'm also listening since Jay actually does this, like, as you do as well. I'm listening to like writing. I'm listening to I get to put him in a different category than our first contender just because like I know where Jay's coming from.
Yeah.
Or JaeBoy. So I'm listening to like, to me this beat is really sick, but it's really hard to flow on.
Yeah.
I could hear that a little bit.
Yeah.
But he does an amazing job on it. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it a 8.5. Let's give it an 8.5.
Yeah. Ernie, what do you say?
Yeah, no, I've heard that song a couple times. But yeah, no, it's an 8. It's definitely, I was talking about JaeBoy and his music, like this is a JaeBoy track because his production is nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't know he was a producer at first.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I was like, man,
he makes nice. Like all of his own beats. I mean, like the majority. And like he talked about AI making the beat, like he made it, but he definitely had AI help with him, which was cool to see.
Yeah, of course. Like I don't think AI isn't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you're definitely having some kind of like
yeah.
Not Allen Iverson, by the way. But AI is not there 100% of the way, so I can see. I knew it was gonna be AI. Kind of helped in a way, but I could definitely see some. Just hearing it, it just sounds like it was in human hands.
Yeah. His beats are mad interesting. JaeBoy has good flow. I mean, the bars were there. It's an 8 for sure. I mean, definitely a solid JaeBoy track. I think he's got some dope stuff in the works too that you guys are gonna be like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a good track. I mean, he flowed on the beat. It was interesting, and that hook. I'm big on hooks, so like the hook's memorable, and it's a good track.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hard on JaeBoy real quick.
Hey, be it.
I'm gonna say a 3. Nah. I'll just play. Hell no. I'll say 8.5 for real.
8.5.
No, like I like this flow and everything, and I liked how he did like the little faster rap almost at the end of his first verse. So yeah, I like it.
Nice. All right. With that being said, Johnny, go ahead and walk us into the song of the week. Ernie, if you do not know, song of the week, we find a song. Actually, I have a question for you, Johnny. While Ernie pulls up his song. Someone messaged me. I won't say who because I don't think it's important. I'm playing. Someone asked, "Do you consider your song of the weeks all 10s?"
Dang.
I replied as no.
I don't think they're all 10s.
I played a couple of 7s.
Played a couple 7s.
I played a couple of 7s.
Damn.
Definitely a couple of 8s.
9s.
9s and
I think a lot of mine are 9s.
I feel like a lot of them. The songs that I deem 10 out of 10. Johnny, how do you find your song of the week? We never ever talk about it. We just know like we like certain songs and like it's put into the rotation that week.
It's called Discover Weekly.
No, not
Straight
where
up.
you find your songs. I'm saying how.
Wait,
like,
so you Discover Weekly? You pull your songs off Discover Weekly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I do
kinda
too.
fire. Oh, word.
Stop giving out the fucking edit this, Johnny.
But the thing is, like,
Johnny.
it's off of like, because I might have a different Discover Weekly than you have, so it's gonna be different for everybody.
Damn.
It just depends on what music you listen to.
I guess
That's
that's true.
interesting. I listen to a lot of music, but I'm not on Discover Weekly that much.
I don't do it every single week, but I do it mainly almost every week.
I think mine's is just based off what I've been listening to that week.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a high rated song. Like it's definitely the lowest rating I would give my songs of the week are definitely 7s and up. But it's I wouldn't consider every song that I play every week a 10.
You're not on 10?
No, I'm not on 10.
I stay on 10.
That was a pun. I knew that one. All right, Johnny, you got your song of the week
This is actually a local artist. I found him
as a song
recently.
of the week.
Yeah.
What?
I found him
Discover Weekly, huh?
Well,
My ass.
Discover Weekly is like where
I
I
know.
mainly find people, but there has been people I find on like YouTube or something like that.
I got you. I ain't
Or TikTok,
I ain't mad at it.
you know.
I ain't
Hey,
mad at it.
TikTok?
Yeah.
TikToks.
All right. The artist name is Vasquez. White T'z and Cortez's.
Ron automatically looks him up.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Hey, the thing is, I seen him on.
That's a local artist?
Yeah, I seen him on the Juice podcast, but I didn't hear his music yet. And then on TikTok, it recommends like people that you may know. And I seen his video and I saw him playing that song. I was like, dang, this is actually really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like Fort Worth so small.
And no one, yeah.
I'm like, do I have mutuals? Oh, I met this dude.
Yeah.
And no one submitted his music, huh? It's just
Hey, it's so good that I had to submit it myself.
Well, all right.
Hey,
I
shoot.
fucks with it.
Have y'all been to the mixers yet?
No.
No.
Man, y'all should come out Tuesday. I'll send
We've
y'all the
finally
info.
been invited, Johnny.
I'll send y'all the
Finally.
details. Send y'all the details.
It took Ernie to fucking come to the house and be like, no, hell yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, bro.
You said
y'all-
on Tuesday though?
Tuesday night.
I get off of work early on Tuesday.
I'm gonna have to try to set that up.
Nope, sorry, can't do it. I'm already gonna say, hey, Johnny's gonna try to leave early on Tuesday. Block him by all means. Yeah. Ernie, what is your song of the week, bro?
So my song of the week, let me
called?
pull it up, is a dude out of the DMV, Redveil, has been killing it. And his song of his last EP, Playing with Fire, Captain. This dude's dope. I mean, he's like 18, 19 selling out shows out of Maryland. Like he's going crazy.
So Captain by Redville.
Oh, the energy is amazing
Yeah.
on that track.
I like that
Usually, I am not a big fan of too many things going on the song.
Yeah.
This individual made it work, and I liked it. That
Yeah.
energy is amazing. And if you want to find that song, ladies and gentlemen, you can find the playlist on Spotify exclusively. Just look up R.A.P playlist.
Yep.
I just submitted my song to you. My song is I try to kind of get some of the unknown songs, but this BlocBoy JB song, bro, like it's been in my rotation this whole entire week, so I just had to make it the song of the week.
BlocBoy.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, Redville's nice.
yeah, I like that.
All right. So the song is called "Like This" by BlocBoy JB. Yeah, I like that song.
Usually, it's a little different this week. I don't know what it was. It's just I was playing it. It came on my truck, and I was like, I don't know why. This is gonna be the song of my
Bro,
week.
I know you feel it in the truck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Babe.
For sure. Usually, I'm more towards the moody songs for the song of the week. Like,
Yeah.
like I like songs that put you in a certain type of mood. But this one was just like, all right, this one was definitely a vibe. Thank you for coming out, bro.
Yeah, thank you so
this
much.
was definitely a get to know Ernie podcast.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you come back in the future. Now that we know who the fuck you are, we'll have some musical conversations.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
And-
don't know if I can answer that one, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking for those hard hitting questions. But
But,
definitely, you are welcome back
Yeah.
whenever.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the hospitality. And maybe next time I come back, I spit some raps on the R.A.P podcast.
All right, we could do that.
And we'll rate it from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
We'll have an audience for that one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Looking forward for you coming back, man. It was great getting to know you, getting to let the people know who you are.
Yeah.
How can we find you?
Yeah, so I'm streaming everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal at itsErnie, itsErnie. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at itsErnie, then 2 underscores. Everywhere else, Facebook, Threads, it's Ernie. For the content, look up Crazy Bars I've Heard on Instagram. Just all those words.
Yeah.
I think that's everywhere, man. There's too many social medias out here right now. July 29th is the Ernie Day show.
Yeah.
Tickets are available through the link in my bio in my link tree. Cop a ticket. We have early bird tickets out right now. Those will be gone in a week or so. So definitely get those tickets while you can.
All right.
Podcast will be out just in time for them to know you can still get the early bird tickets.
Yes.
Hey, Ernie?
If you made it this far into the podcast, just know that we really fuck with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Like I said, it's been a huge pleasure having Ernie here. It's just been a vibe. But thank you for jamming out with us. Thank you for coming out. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at J_workaholic. If you want to follow Johnny, go look him up at For Johnny
For
G.
Johnny G.
Yeah, because 1, 2, and 3 are all occupied.
Okay.
He also, my boy Johnny, also went on the Fed podcast. Great podcast, by the way.
Right.
Shout out to
Appreciate
Sam. I know Sam's studio when I see it.
Yeah.
I just realized I was never following. I think I was following him on Workaholics. And I never followed him on my personal page. And I was like, what the fuck? All right,
Yeah.
add real quick. But great energy, great interview.
Nice.
And definitely follow the R.A.P podcast if you
Yeah,
aren't
for
doing
sure.
so. What
Yes.
the fuck are you doing, bro? Like if you're not now,
If you're
like,
listening
we're
and
like
you don't follow.
We're 23 tracks in, and now that we got Ernie in the pod, he's gonna be on one of my tracks coming in the future. And I'm playing. I'm scared it's gonna get like a 0. It's gonna get a 0 rating.
Nah, bro, we gonna slide.
Like
on
Ernie
that
was
one.
alright, but Jay sticks to podcast. But JaeBoy, definitely, I'm still nice on a mic. Now, hey, I believe that's everything. Thank you,
Yep.
Ernie, for showing up.
Hey,
and
thank
I
y'all.
go by the name of Jay,
This is Johnny.
and this has been a wrap. Peace.
Later.
Come to the show.